Welcome to Even Lower Expectations, episode 7. We got the crew back together.
This episode, we were trying to find a director, but everyone was busy. So this is the only episode that Vincent and Francisco are not together all the time. They just get together at the end, as you just watched. So I was like, Sean, let's just do it, you and I. And we also have Carlos Suarez, who has been the DP for so many episodes. He knows what we need. When I'm acting, you direct me. When you're acting, I direct you. So let's just do that. And that's how episode 7 happened, directed by Vincent and Francisco.
Yes. And then there were 2 extras in this episode whose names are Vincent and Francisco.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just insane.
Wild.
They were pretty good.
They were great. They're so great.
We were looking for those the 2 extras that they should look tough.
Yeah.
And Kevin was showing me friends of him, and I was like, no. And all of a sudden he shows me Vincent Rivera and Francisco Marcano. Vincent Rivera, Francisco Marcano.
Yeah.
And I was like, these are the guys. I can't believe it. They were perfect, and they were called Vincent and Francisco. So let's just have them.
Good
and
casting.
they were fantastic.
They were pretty
we had
good.
a blast.
Hell yeah. And then now they're both in the episode, and they happen to have the same first names as the first names of the 2 characters from the show.
And Sean, on this episode, we also had Jen Marie O'Brien.
Yeah.
And Brandon Universe.
Yes.
So it was for the audition. I knew I wanted Jen O'Brien.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it was just an audition with one woman taking care of everything. And then it was like, well, why not 2 people? Just one, it's a bit weird. And immediately it was like, okay, if Jen Marie O'Brien is doing one, who's going to do the other one? Let's give it to Brandon Universe, because we know
they have a fantastic dynamic. Brandon and Jen have a series of shorts, a web series called Madcaps, and then now they're together in our show, so it's fun.
Oh, wow!
I think we have him.
Yes, I think this is for him.
Many things in this series are kind of like pulled out of real life experience. Have you or have you not in your life ever been mugged?
I was playing with the arrogance of I think sometimes we come to the US and like, nothing's gonna happen. You don't know what happens in Latin America.
Yeah, we're tough.
Man.
Nothing happened to me in LA, but in Venezuela I was kidnapped. So I wanted to recreate that a little bit. Not kidnapped, but just like someone coming and like just violating your personal space and like
forcing you to move in some way.
Yeah.
Exactly. Forcing you to do something because they have the power of doing it. And I want Francisco to go through that because Vincent's paranoia is something might happen. And Francisco's like, nothing's going to happen to me. And of course, it's going to happen to Francisco, not to Vincent. Vincent thinks it's happening to him all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you dive like this, that's one of my favorite takes of the whole show. It really, really makes me laugh every time.
The bush dive?
The bush
dive?
And that was improvised.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you look at a bush and you're like, I bet I could fit inside there.
It's really an improvisation because this was supposed to be shot on a building, on a hallway on a building, and we couldn't find that building. So we were like, let's just use what we used for episode 2, that it was my apartment. And I was thinking about doing it in a little hallway at the entrance. And you and Carlos were like, no. We're not doing that. We're running down the stairs and we are coming through this door. He's going to go back and dive into the bush. And I was like, that's even better. So that was at the moment, just like looking at the location, you 2 guys found that possibility. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of that was, we kind of like, once we understood that was going to be the location, a lot of things fell into place. That, and then also the like out the back window into the parking lot, and like, okay, we'll shoot it from up here and from down in the parking lot. And like, what does Sean's face look like at that window from the trunk in between these two guys? And like and it worked. And I think it worked better than I possibly could have imagined.
Yeah.
There you have it. Thank you so much for tuning into episode 7 of Low Expectations and episode 7 of Even Lowered Expectations.
Get out of here! Oh, this is it! It's happening! Open the door!
Frank?